Reuniting is the elite group of mercenaries. The Expendables are the last line of defense in the world, called in when all other choices have been exhausted. They are armed with every weapon they can lay hands on and are proficient at using it. However, new blood will imply something entirely different to new team members with fresh approaches and styles. In Libya, the ancient chemical factory, and now being used as a makeshift storage site for his nuclear equipment and is guarded by elements of the Libyan army, was attacked by other mercenary forces. Their private armies are elites, and well equipped, even has air cover from predatory helicopter. And it was used to blow up the Libyan army tank. The Libyan army are no match for this mercenary, led by Suharto Rahmat. He approached the tank and shot at the soldiers inside. After getting General Fazan's location from them, he killed the army. While his companions were fighting, he immediately went to the general's location. However, there were guards waiting, and he engaged in a fight with them. After defeating the guards, he apprehended General Fazan to obtain the detonator. In New Orleans, USA, Barney, with his bike, traveled to visit a couple, Christmas and Gina, and asked for help because he left his ring in a bar. They both took their bikes and went to the said bar. However, while they were inside the bar, a group of gangsters led by Jumbo Shrimp appeared. They had to fight with some gangsters, and Christmas got into a serious fight. But he was caught by the biggest one in the group. Fortunately, Barney helped him. After defeating the enemies, they finally got Barney's ring. Under the command of Barney Ross, the Expendables team consists of Gunnar Jensen, Toll Road, Lee Christmas, in addition to newcomers Galan and Easy Day. In an attempt to recover the nuclear detonators, CIA agent Marsh sends in the Expendables. Marsh claims that by combining the detonators with nuclear weapons, Ocelot is preparing a global incident. Barney was contracted by the CIA many years ago to reveal Ocelot's true identity. However, Ocelot caught Barney off guard and nearly killed his whole squad. It was a persistent rumor that Barney invented the tale of Ocelot to cover up his own transgressions. In order to stop mercenary Suharto Rahmat from stealing detonators for nuclear warheads on behalf of an enigmatic terrorist known only as Ocelot, the Expendables are dispatched to Libya. As soon as it crosses into Libyan airspace, the Expendables plane is hit by SAMs. Barney successfully lands his aircraft, sends out his crews to the ground, and then flies off once more. After Rahmat packed up, they left with the detonators. Their advanced age is shown when Jensen attempts 2 shots at Rahmat with his sniper rifle but fails because of his poor vision. While they were chasing Rahmat's group's vehicle using the heavy machine gun, they opened fire, but the enemies returned fire. Because of this, Gunnar, at the distant, helped them using his sniper rifle. Because they lost their .50 caliber, they tried hand-to-hand combat until they eliminated the other hostiles. During the ensuing battle, car chased, and gunfight, all of their vehicles are destroyed, rendering them helpless. Christmas tries to save Barney after his plane runs out of flares, and giving up on Rahmat, and knocking out the SAM sights that are aimed at Barney's aircraft. After Rahmat uses a large caliber rifle to shoot down their jet, the squad discovers what seems to be Barney's burnt corpse in the wreckage. They can only identify him by his ring. Rahmat flees in a chopper with the detonators. During Barney's memorial ceremony, CIA agent Marsh explains that Ocelot and Rahmat will be pursued by the team, but not with Christmas present, who put the mission to save Barney in jeopardy. On the other hand, while idle, Christmas temporarily worked as a bodyguard for a blogger. However, because he didn't like how the blogger disrespected women, he beat him up. He went to Gina's house, his lover, and after their brief conversation, they had a little dispute, and then they tested their fighting skills with each other, which eventually led to passionate reconciliation. After their sweet moment, he gave Gina a knife, but it had a tracking device in it. His ex-lover Gina takes control for Christmas and adds an agent called Lash to the group. The crew heads to Asia, but Christmas, who had previously given Gina a tracking device, is tracking them covertly. In the meantime, Christmas goes to Thailand to enlist the help of former Expendable, Dika, who has adopted a pacifist stance, but consents to accompany him to the ship in order to exact revenge for Barney. According to Marsh, Ocelot intends to start a third world war by letting the nuclear weapons detonate in the Russian Far East while they are being transported on a ship that is painted like an American aircraft carrier. A secret file revealed by Barney's apparent death indicates that Ocelot may have been identified by an eyewitness. Marsh is now aware of the witness identified. After they had a brief conference, they immediately depart to carry out the mission. As they board the ship, Marsh and the Expendables are apprehended and held captive. Marsh is removed in order to work out a prisoner trade for the witness. Romet offers the witness who can identify Ocelot in exchange for Marsh's release. Meanwhile, with Dika's help, Christmas finally boarded the ship and Dika stayed behind. Christmas was captured by Romet's army, but he managed to kill him. While they were happily watching the viral video of Christmas beating up the blogger, they were unaware that he was already attacking them, and they were eliminated. And he even killed the other hostiles. Until he found Gunner's weapon. On Romet's orders, he was attacked by a large number of enemies. However, he fought back and killed many of them. While being chased by the enemies, he discovered where the nuclear bomb location on board. Using their motorcycle, he threw an explosive and opened fire on the approaching enemies. Despite being chased and shot at by them, he managed to escape and return fire, until he reached the runway. One of the enemies attempted to intercept him, but he launched his motorcycle into the air, then shot at them, until they fell. With the sheer number of enemies, he could barely fight back. Fortunately, Dika has a change of heart and assists Christmas in saving the other members of the team, as he battles his way through the ship. As they were heading to the location of the other Expendables, they were ambushed by enemies, and they fought them with skill and expertise until they killed them. While the Expendables were escaping, they were blocked by the enemies, but Christmas and Dika eventually managed to kill them. They all reunited afterwards. The team discovers a nuclear bomb on board, and the only means of neutralizing it is by using a kill switch that has a limited range. The group surmises that Romet would carry the kill switch. Before they could reach Romet, they were confronted by his army, and they fought against them. The Expendables engaged in combat, using skills such as gunfights, hand-to-hand combat, and other fighting techniques to defeat the enemies. Unfortunately, Toll Road was stabbed in his side during the battle, but with the help of Lash and Dika, they attacked back until they eliminated the enemy. Finally, Christmas and Romet met face to face. Christmas engages in combat with Romet during their assault, ultimately taking his life. Romet claims that only Ocelot has the kill switch before passing away. During the prisoner exchange, Marsh turns out to be Ocelot, when he kills the guards, then the witness, and was intending to make a lot of money by starting World War III. The ship was sailing for Russian waters, where the Americans would interpret the detonation of the warhead as an act of war against Moscow. Christmas begins with blowing up the helicopter on which the witness was brought in on the ship, and which was Marsh's getaway vehicle. In response, Marsh tosses the detonator into the sea to ensure that the device detonates. But Toll is seriously hurt and need emergency medical attention. So, they needed to retreat and proceed to Dika's boat. While the crew departs on Dika's boat, which was being pulled behind the ship, in order to save Toll, Christmas stays behind to turn the ship around and steer it out of Russian waters in order to prevent a worldwide conflict. Marsh attempts to turn the ship around by directing all of his surviving men toward the bridge. But they were intercepted by Christmas and were fired upon. But a strange helicopter gunship neutralizes every soldier. Christmas approaches Marsh, who is murdered by Barney. After saving Christmas from the ship, Barney, who shocks everyone by admitting that he staged his demise in an attempt to draw Ocelot out of hiding, he destroys the vessel, causing it to submerge beneath the waves. On the chopper, they flee the nuclear blast, and join the squad in celebration. While the team was having fun at the party, Barney revealed to Christmas that before the plane crashed, he had switched with Jumbo Shrimp. He put his ring on Jumbo Shrimp to make his staged death look convincing, then he escaped. For more videos similar to this, don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications. Thank you for watching.